What is up, YouTube? It's Kingfisher745, and for this video I just want to talk a little bit about the tournament that just finished. First, I want to congratulate everyone on their finishes, and I hope that you got all the rewards you were looking for. I wasn't quite able to finish as strongly as I wanted to, but I was in pretty good position with less than 24 hours remaining. However, it was a Monday, which is pretty busy for a lot of us, and trust me, I feel your pain. But still, with only a little over 5 hours remaining, I was in the Adamantium League. Sadly, the longer time goes on, the more ridiculous the defensive battles become. And I had to go away from the computer for about another hour and a half. When I returned, I was all the way in Diamond League. By the way, as I continue to talk about the tournament and what I thought and how I finished, I'm going to go ahead and roll some footage in the background. You can see that I was fighting Phoenix and Cyclops, and that's pretty much the same team that I faced over and over. I'm not knocking it, believe me, I used it as well, but it doesn't make for very interesting videos. In my opinion, it gets kind of boring to watch the same teams over and over. So because of that fact, and also because I was really trying to put a lot of time into PvP, in preparation for that final day, I wasn't able to make quite as many videos as I would like, especially towards the end of the week and the weekend. But now that the tournament is over, I'm going to go back to making plenty of videos, and I will be releasing them quite regularly. But anyway, back to my late PvP experience. So I came back to Diamond League, and at that point I was pretty frustrated and quite ready to give up. I'll be honest with you, the only reason I put that much time and effort into it at all is because of all of you subscribers. And really, for anyone that ever said an encouraging word or said, hey, you can do it, you can get Bishop, I really tried for you guys. But as I explained, the last day is really important, and the fact that it ends at 9 PM on a Monday is pretty rough for me. But truthfully, I can't complain too much even about that, because there's plenty of people that have to go to work, or they have kids or anything like that, and trust me, I feel your pain. There's also a lot of people in other countries that they told me the tournament ends at 4 AM and crazy times like that, so it's really not that ideal. I heard someone suggest that they should end the tournament on the weekend at least, and maybe that would help quite a bit. The only other problem is there's so many defensive battles, and I really didn't win that many, especially not towards the end of the tournament. Now early on I did have a pretty decent win percentage, but really it wasn't that impressive, and I wasn't thinking it was going to hold up at all. I probably faced 2,000 defensive battles or somewhere around there, but even with that being said, the last day is really what matters. And in the future, I'm not going to worry so much about the entire tournament, and just maybe focus on making a run at the end. The other problem is I did level pretty fast to 300, and I'm missing about 45 characters that aren't level 12, and that's a massive amount. In fact, I calculated it's going to take about 80 days to train them all to 12. But I will continue to work on that, and maybe in the future, after I level some more heroes and so forth, we'll make a serious run at the end for the Adamantium League. Maybe I'll even just stay home all day and cancel all plans or anything. I think that with my current situation, even though I was in the Adamantium League most of the season, I could have only hoped for probably Vibranium. And that even depends on the number of defensive battles you get. With that being said, there were definitely some bright spots in this tournament. I had a streak of 3 opponents with over 200,000 offense armory. That's not to say that I didn't lose to some of those guys, but it was just funny that there was 3 in a row, and I did happen to defeat all 3 in that little streak I went on. That was definitely one of the best moments of the tournament. And then there's another bright spot, and that's the fact that I did start a second account. Last season was actually the first season that I participated in the tournament on a second account, and I made it to the Vibranium League. Of course, with the glitch I did get Angel as well, and I've been working on that account for a couple of reasons. One, because I learned a lot about the game, and I thought maybe starting a second account I'd be able to do a few things differently. And 2, I figured I could show some low-level battles, and maybe help out some of the newer players especially. Also, I have to say that PvP is kind of funner at lower levels, at least in a season like this, because like I said, almost every team was Phoenix and Cyclops, but on low-level PvP, I faced tons of different teams. It's a really huge variety, Although on that second account I really didn't think I could get past Vibranium, so I was just kind of coasting. But then whenever I came back to the Diamond rating, I thought why not give the second account a try. And I actually fought all the way up to 0.59%. I was really close to getting Bishop, and I actually got 20 points not count at the very end. So I was kind of bummed out, and I wish I'd have focused on that account sooner. But my team on there was really basic. It was Quicksilver and Hawkeye. And I will show you some lower level PvP in future videos, and hopefully that'll help people out. Because with such a basic team, I was able to almost get Adamantium, and I'm pretty confident that by next season, I should be able to win the hero, at least on that account. And you'll also be glad to know that my weapons for almost the entire season were completely free. I used the Foley's Heart Tickler, I believe it's called, the Cosmic Flame, and then the Magnetic Field Generator. Then I just used the basic Generalist Trench. So let me know if you want to see some low-level PvP, and I'll also try to use that account to help you guys build up as far as gold and command points and things like that for lower levels. I kind of wish I would have started a season from the very beginning, but at first I really didn't plan on playing that account very much. Anyways, that's about it for the PvP tournament wrap-up, and as far as this battle, I'll go ahead and commentate the rest of it, since it was a pretty epic encounter. So for the most part of the tournament, that's the setup that I was using: the Scroll of Angelob, the Neurotrope, the Shepherd's Staff, and the Warbringer Axe. Then I was using a Scrapper Iron Fist and the Infiltrator Phoenix. And by the way, that was a problem against some Scrapper Quicksilver teams, so every once in a while I did use the Savant Spear to give me a shield. There were also two major bugs that I had to deal with. The first one was good, kind of, and the second one was very bad. And I should clarify, I mean bugs when using Iron Fist, because there were other bugs as well, such as your characters changing classes on your defensive setup. I had some of my friends tell me that characters such as Phoenix was changing herself from a Tactician, which I had her set as, to a Blaster. And you all know that's pretty bad, especially with the Tacticians out there. But with the Iron Fist bugs, I'll tell you first the one that wasn't too bad, and it kind of could be used for your benefit, I guess, if you wanted to. But it left you susceptible for the second bug. So first thing, if you used his level 9, and then you use his 5 Fingers of Death on, let's say, an opponent's Infiltrator Phoenix, he would kill her. There would be no death and rebirth. So basically, you could hit her at full health, take her down about, let's say, 50%, and then he would do his follow-up attack as a Scrapper. Now that follow-up attack would still count as a fatal blow, and I'm really not sure why. This actually worked on other characters as well, but it really decimated Phoenix, because essentially it was a one-hit kill. If you use this on another character, and let's say they survived, so if you used it on the agent, and then finished the agent later with, let's say, your agent, they would still die, there would be no death and rebirth. It was like the fatal blow continued. Now, I didn't test this out with other characters like Elektra or anyone, but it may have worked with anyone with Fatal Blow. And I did submit some tickets on some of these bugs, and hopefully they fix them for the next tournament. Now, the second bug with Iron Fist was absolutely game-ending, and it happened to me a number of times, even at the end when it really mattered. And this is why using that level 9 was actually risky. If you faced a team with Cyclops, which almost every team was, if he incapacitated your Iron Fist, and your level 9 was down, your bar would come up and you wouldn't be allowed to pass. There would be no recharge or anything else. You would just have to refresh your browser, and you lost the match. So what I started having to do was use the 5 Fingers of Death on Cyclops and Cyclops only, just to make sure we took him out and we didn't get incapacitated and have to refresh and lose the rating. That was probably the most frustrating bug, and the reason for that, I believe, is because his level 9 can actually remove Incapacitate, and for some reason the game didn't recognize that your level 9 was down, and therefore you couldn't remove it, so it would just become stuck. But that's pretty much everything about this tournament, and I know I went on for quite a long time there, but the good news is the tournament is behind us, and I'm going to go ahead and start making regular videos once again. In fact, a new adamantium process will be out very soon. Thanks everyone for watching and all your support. I really do appreciate it. Until next time, good luck and take care.